Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, September 6th.
Thank you for joining us. It's very humid out there. The moment you step outside, your glasses are going to get foggy.
And I have to admit, though, we do work in a cold building. So I stepped outside anyway to warm up for a second. I know that sounds silly at this time of the year, but
I get you. I'm with you on that one. I got to wear a jacket in here sometimes, which is weird because it is so very hot outside. We're going to see a hot week, record-setting temperatures this week. I know you're probably sick of hearing that. So I've got some good news once we get beyond this week into the weekend and hopefully Monday, Tuesday of next week. So let me show you the temperatures this week. 102 today, 103 tomorrow, 104 on Friday. These are all potentially record-setting temperatures. You see the records there at the top. We're going to be breaking records, I think, left and right, not only here in San Antonio, but around the entire viewing area. And as we look at what's going on right now, we've got some morning clouds. Yes, they'll go away. Temperatures will warm up pretty rapidly today. 82 right now, 81 in Stinson, 77 Bernie Stage, 77 in Bandera. And it is humid. The humidity comes down a little bit later today. So now let's get to the good stuff. Could we see an actual front? Yes, it's possible next week. One that could actually cool us down at least a little bit and bring some rain. We'll talk more about that. Plus, we've got Tropical Storm Lee, which is likely going to become a major hurricane here soon. More on that. And we got big football games this weekend. We're going to take a look at the forecast for that here in just a few minutes. But I know Steven has been really busy this morning. Let's check in with him to get the latest.
Justin, take a look at these TransGuide cameras here. Those vehicles right behind me have moved just a few inches. We last reported this incident along I-35. Likely it was just around after 7:45, and you can see that traffic still at a standstill out there. This is a major crash that has shut down the northbound lanes of I-35. I was talking to our friends over at TransGuide, and what we are trying to confirm is what happened over in the southbound lanes. We are hearing reports a light pole possibly fell on other vehicles in that direction. I did email KSAT. We'll get an update from them, and once we receive it, we'll be sure to let you know. But I would say at this hour, it's best just to avoid I-35, especially if you are heading northbound, because folks there aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Take a look at the map. We have a huge backup that's taking place in the north and southbound lanes. And of course, the first incident popped up along I-35 northbound near Pat Booker Road. We'll keep a very close eye on that throughout the morning, but a quick look at the travel times. Now, if you are heading along I-35 around that interchange at 410, it should take you about 35 minutes, close to 40 minutes just to get to New Braunfels. Not a lot of traffic is moving through the northbound lanes. It's just that standstill, but a lot of traffic moves through the southbound lanes. So if you are heading in from New Braunfels, it's going to take you almost an hour just to get past Loop 1604. Be on the lookout there, folks. But the wide look at the map does show a lot of the issues that we saw during morning rush have dwindled down, but we still have some of the congestion out there. But the big issue will be along here at 35 at Topperwine. This is just one shot that we have. I want to see if we can move the camera here for just a moment, because we do have another one right here at 35 at Loop 1604 where you can see a bigger presence of those first responders. And not to mention, we also have construction out there. So this is just a mess for anyone that has to commute through that area. We'll watch closely, and I'll jump back in with another update by 9:30. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. We have some late breaking news. The southwest side neighborhood has become a crime scene. San Antonio police have roped off the area near a home where they say a couple was kidnapped this morning.
Katrina Weber is live on a street called Mission Bell that's near Palo Alto Road, just outside Loop 410. Katrina, how did this happen?
Well, police tell us what they were told is that it started with two men with guns who kicked in the door of the home and then took the couple against their will. The house is right here on the corner of Mission Bell and Mission Canyon. Police have been in and out of this home. They have this whole area roped off. They have, you can't see it in the camera view, but there are police cars lining that street, Mission Bell, and we've had detectives out here as well. Police say they just don't have a whole lot of information at this point, but this started about 6 o'clock this morning. They say there were, the couple was inside along with 5 young people, all teens, under 17 years old. For some reason, only the couple was taken from the home. Police still don't know why, and they don't really have a description. They say anything to share with us about who took the couple other than they were in some sort of white vehicle, possibly an SUV. Now, we have, since we've been out here, we've seen the helicopter flying over. Again, we had detectives here on scene. Police have been also going door to door to see who might have surveillance video or anything that might show them exactly what happened here, because, again, they say they just don't have too many answers at this point. All they know is that a couple is missing from their home after being taken at gunpoint. Reporting live on the southwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. A very scary situation.
Yes, it is, and we'll get an update later on your news at noon and online. Here's today's 9 at 9. The impeachment trial against suspended Attorney General Ken Paxton continues this morning. Yesterday, he pled not guilty to all 16 articles of impeachment after senators rejected Paxton's bid to dismiss all accusations against him. Lawyers for both sides laid out their cases, and impeachment managers called their first witness. If convicted, Paxton could be barred from holding elected office in Texas.
Former Proud Boys national chairman Enrique Tarrio sentenced to more than 2 decades behind bars in connection with the January 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol. It's the harshest sentence handed down among any of the more than 1,100 individuals charged so far. His attorneys are vowing to fight the sentencing.
According to a government watchdog group, the federal budget deficit is expected to nearly double to $2 trillion for the 2023 fiscal year. The increase stems from a sharp decline in tax revenues. The growing deficit could also further complicate discussions over funding federal agencies by the upcoming fiscal year starting October 1st.
A report from Goldman Sachs that says the odds of a U.S. recession over the next 12 months are now down to 15%, which falls in line with the historical average for any year. Officials are calling this a soft landing, which means bringing down inflation without an economic collapse. Despite Goldman Sachs' glass half full outlook, the Bloomberg consensus is that the U.S. has a 60% chance of recession.
More than 4 million people have enrolled in President Biden's new student loan repayment plan. It promises to lower monthly bills as student loan payments are set to resume in October after a years-long pandemic-related pause. Interest began accruing on federal student loans on September 1st for the first time since March of 2020.
The CDC is warning doctors that RSV cases are on the rise. They say physicians should use the new immunizations for newborns and older adults this fall. RSV levels began rising in the South in late July and have more than doubled over the past month. There are 2 new RSV vaccines for seniors in drugstores now, but they do require a prescription from a doctor.
The Federal Trade Commission and Amazon may be headed for a fight in court. Top Amazon lawyers met with the FTC officials last month in what's being described as a last chance to deal with antitrust allegations. But the two sides couldn't reach a deal over issues including how Amazon treats outside sellers on its platform.
The fastest rising rents in the country aren't in cities like New York or San Francisco. They're in the burbs. Rental website Apartment List says suburban rents jumped 26% from spring of 2020 through July of this year, 8 points higher than urban areas.
End of summer discount fares are making a comeback. According to one analysis, autumn fares are 9% less expensive than last year and 10% cheaper than in 2019. Ticket prices for September and October are 29% less expensive than the average prices for peak domestic summer travel. And that's today's 9 at 9.
Like we mentioned at the top of the 9 at 9, the impeachment trial against suspended Attorney General Ken Paxton is underway again this morning. You're looking at a live picture from inside the Senate chamber of the Texas Capitol.
And during the first day yesterday, while not a lot of testimony took place, some key decisions were made. Our Erica Hernandez was there for day one, and she joins us live now in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Let's talk about the pretrial motions. What were those about, and why did the senators vote on some but not all of them?
Yeah, so there was more than a dozen, almost 2 dozen pretrial motions that were filed by Paxton and his attorneys. Now, a lot of these had to do with the articles of impeachment. They wanted a lot of these to be dismissed, almost all of them to be dismissed. But anything that's dealing with the articles, the senators have to vote on. So that is what they did. They voted on each of those articles of impeachment, and overwhelmingly they decided that they were going to deny those motions. The only motion that kind of got granted that was actually a Dan Patrick decision was whether Ken Paxton would be allowed to testify, and that was granted. So under law, he doesn't have to testify in this trial, and he will not be testifying.
And could that be very telling when it comes time to vote on the impeachment articles?
If they stay the same, the votes, and most of the votes were either 22-8 or 26-4, then yes, it would be very telling. Unless their defense is able to sway some of those Republican decision makers or Republican senators, because there was up to 8 senators that crossed lines and voted with the 12 Democrats. And so if they're swayed during the trial and switch their votes, then yeah, all they need is 21 votes for one impeachment article for him to be impeached. So it is very telling. It will, if it stays the same, we could see him possibly being impeached by the end of this.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, he is now presiding over this case. How did he do overall?
Yeah, so there was a lot of questions about this because the lieutenant governor is not an attorney. He doesn't have, he doesn't have a law degree. So it was like, how is a person who doesn't have a law degree presiding over this case? So what they have is a judge sitting next to him who he kind of goes to and he gets advice from and he asks questions. I thought he did really well. He kind of handled himself really well. He kept everything pretty much in line to how a trial is conducted. And when he did have questions, he did turn and he asked, and he would ask for a pause or a moment. So for the first day, it went pretty. I thought he did really well, and it'll be telling to see if he stays on that track.
And it continues today, but what's next?
Yeah, so now we're getting into the core of this trial. Each side has 24 hours of testimony and evidence that they will present. In between those 24 hours during cross-examination, the other side gets an hour to cross-examine. So this could take days. It's going to take a while to get through all of this testimony. It'll be interesting to watch. I think a lot of people expected day one there was going to be a lot of fireworks and there was going to be a lot going on like you see on TV, but it doesn't work that way. It is a very long process. And we've seen it sometimes with some of the criminal trials that we've done here. This is the same thing. It's going to be a while. They have witnesses. They have 24 hours. They are keeping time. So if they go over, they'll be told to stop. Somebody is there keeping time. So it'll be interesting, but I don't presume that it's going to end this week, possibly not even next week. So it could drag on a little bit. So this is something, obviously, we are live streaming and you can watch and peek in anytime you want.
So many different elements to this.
There's a lot of different elements because, we talked about it. I talked about it Monday when we did kind of a preview that this is a trial, but not a trial. There's some elements that go the same. There's some elements, obviously, the judge in this is not even a lawyer. So there are different elements that we weren't expecting, but it is historic. This hasn't happened in almost 100 years here in Texas. So it's really interesting to see and to watch. And I think if you get a chance to peek in and watch some of it, obviously, it's like I said, it will drag on. But I think it's worth everybody in the state of Texas to pay attention to and see how this, whatever the result, it'll be big.
It will be. And thank you for staying on top of this process. And thank you for joining us this morning. And
yes.
We are continuing to live stream this historic impeachment trial, so you can watch it live right now on our website at KSAT.com.
And a lot more to come. Time now, 9:11, 82 degrees.
That's right. Coming up on GMSA at 9, we have Science with Sarah.
Hey guys, good morning. Science with Sarah is back in classrooms for the fall semester. We're with the awesome second graders of Ridgeview Elementary. We're making shaving cream clouds, and we say, good morning, San Antonio! Stick around for a fun experiment.
Look out there with live cam. We're warming up just a little bit. Tiffany said it was humid. Yeah, it's pretty humid outside, but again, it's kind of cold here in our studio, so it was a nice little break to step outside, at least for now, but I know later I probably won't be saying that.
Go thaw out a little bit. Yeah, sometimes you have to. It does get a little chilly in here. I got to tell you, though, as a meteorologist this summer, I mean, it's been bad for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Like our yards, everything's been big impacts. But as a meteorologist, it has not been fun to say the same thing every day. So I'm very excited that we have some changes on the horizon.
I'm excited about that.
It's looking good.
Thank you, Jess.
Yes, we'll get to that in just a second. First, we go outside for you. We've got a few clouds. Those are starting to go away. 82 at the airport right now, but the heat index is 89, so that's that humidity Tiffany was talking about. New Braunfels, 82, feels like 90. Seguin, 82, feels like 90 there as well. So there is a little bit of a heat index this morning. We saw that yesterday. In fact, the heat index got all the way up to 107 yesterday. I don't think it'll be quite that extreme today, but still hot nonetheless. And the dew point trend shows very humid this morning, Not so humid this afternoon. Dew points will be in the mid-50s, which on the humidity side of things is a little more comfortable, but the temperatures will definitely skyrocket well above 100. Today, 102 is what we're going for. 103 Elmendorf, 103 in Floresville, 102 San Marcos, 98 in Bernie, 101 in Bandera today. It is a CPS Energy yellow day. We're back there because the whole state of Texas is going to see some very hot temperatures today. ERCOT is asking for conservation as well. So we've all got to kind of do our part here to conserve the energy with temperatures still very, very toasty. Hey, we got some big football games this weekend, so I thought I'd put together a football forecast. First off, big one here in town, Texas State, UTSA. Obviously, the game's in the Alamo Dome, but tailgating, it's going to be in the 90s. It's going to be very hot on Saturday. Even if you're tailgating early in the morning, just know that it's going to be, there's going to be lots of sun and it will be warm. Should be an awesome game. Meantime, the Aggies are in Miami taking on the Hurricanes. 89 degrees here, but there is a 50% chance of rain. We'll see how that affects the game. That's at 2:30. Then we've got Texas at Alabama, another huge game, 6 p.m. Tuscaloosa. This game should be sunny, 83. Then we go to Texas Tech, Oregon at Texas Tech, another huge game. There is a chance for a few thunderstorms. This game will be hot, 95. And finally, the Cowboys play on Sunday against the Giants. 50% chance of rain up there in East Rutherford, temperatures in the 70s. So a huge, huge weekend of sports. And I know Baylor and the Texans play as well, so a lot to look forward to. Okay. A lot to look forward to in our forecast, too, because this heat high finally moves out of the way. And by Sunday, we get a weak frontal boundary that's trying to come in from the northeast. This isn't going to do a whole lot for us other than it could spark off a few showers, I'd say Sunday into Monday. We're talking 20% chance here. But at least it's something. It may cool us down just a little bit. But what I'm more excited about is a front behind that. And this is a stronger front. I say stronger. It's not a big cold front. It's not going to cool us down a ton. But it is an actual front. And as this sinks down into our area Tuesday into Wednesday, I think it gives us better opportunities for rain, and it should cool us down. That's the kind of key takeaway here. There's still some details we've got to get ironed out, but you see the extended forecast here, and we've got 103 Thursday, 104 Friday, our hottest temperature, 103 Saturday. There could be a stray storm late in the day. I'm not too worried about Saturday, but Sunday we start to add in the rain chances, 20%. Sunday, 20% Monday, and a 30% chance Tuesday. And I think as we get a little closer to Tuesday and Wednesday, we may be able to raise the rain chances. Woohoo! And maybe lower the temperatures a little bit. That's the idea. We're not going to get too excited yet because these models that far out can be wrong. But that's kind of the general trend that we're looking at.
Well, I would be excited even for cloud cover at this point.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love that forecast. It's a big change from the past couple of days.
It's a good change.
Yeah. You get a gold star today. Thank you. Thank you, Justin.
Time now, 9:19, 82 degrees outside.
And have you ever heard of TikTok brain? Well, that's what experts say happens to our kids' brains as they get used to watching videos that are 15 seconds or less. Still ahead on the show, we're going to tell you what parents need to know about how TikTok could be affecting your child's brain.
And when we come back, we're heading out to Ridgeview Elementary. All high fives this morning. Sarah Spivey and David Sears are out there for the first Science with Sarah school visit of the new school year. Tune in for their fun experiment when we come back.
And looking out there again with trans guides, still a big old mess out there at I-35 at Loop 1604, things moving slowly. We are going to get an update, though, in our next half hour with our Stephen Cavazos. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's 9:23, and today is the very first Science with Sarah school visit of the new school year, and we are very excited.
Very excited this morning. Sarah Spivey and David Sears are out at Ridgeview Elementary on the north side visiting with a group of second graders. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. We're so excited. We're at Ridgeview Elementary. We're pretty much going to be making a basic example of the water cycle today. That's going to be pretty messy and exciting, of course.
So we got our trusty goggles.
We got our goggles.
You never know what happened.
Okay, so here's what we need for this experiment. You need a mason jar filled about 3/4 of the way with water.
Got it.
You need blue food dye.
Wait. How come your jar is real big?
Yeah, look at my blue food
And I got
dye.
the little squatty thing.
You
What
can
is-
use this with me,
What happened there?
David. And then you
Come on.
need shaving cream. So in this experiment,
Cream.
David,
We're going to shave?
we're not going to shave David. He's silly, guy. He's silly. Oh my goodness, looks good.
Does
Looks
it?
good. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Have you ever shaved before?
Not my. No. Okay.
That smells good. Though, doesn't it?
That smells great. Okay. All right, David, we got to do the experiment.
sorry, we gotta do the
He's
experiment.
effectively ruined my makeup here, so thanks for that, David. Okay, so in this experiment, the water acts like the air. Okay, the shaving cream is like a cloud.
You got stuff all over your face,
I know.
bro.
I wonder who did that. Okay, so we're gonna take the shaving cream and we're gonna put it on top. Whoa! Put it on top of the water like that. Okay, so this represents our clouds, okay? Clouds are lighter than the air and they float. Shaving cream is lighter than the water and they float. You're going to take a pipette, that's this thing, of blue food dye.
Why is it called a pipette?
Because it's a little pipe, I guess. Pipette. Okay, and then you're going to put that into the cloud like this and you're going to slowly push the blue food dye out and you should see, you guys see that? It coming through. So the food dye acts like rain. So
That's like
rain
a- that's
is
like a real
heavier.
storm.
It is. So the rain is heavier than the cloud and then the atmosphere. So it falls to the ground. Isn't this a fun experiment? Yeah! Are you guys excited to do this experiment yourselves? Are you guys going to get shaving cream everywhere? Coming up, we're going to do this fun experiment with these awesome second graders. Stay tuned for that. Say hi, guys.
You guys hold on. We're coming in the back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ridgeview Elementary. We're making shaving cream clouds. Let's start with you guys. Let's put some shaving cream in your jar.
Put some shaving cream in there.
Put some shaving cream in your jar.
Squeeze it.
Good, that's the cloud.
Keep the jar close to you. Watch your fingers.
Good job, that's the cloud. Okay, everybody can put shaving cream in their jars. Everybody can do it. Okay.
Go ahead. Put it on.
Now let's put a little food dye in there. Drip the food dye in there.
Looks like ice cream. Looks like ice cream.
Whoa.
All right, so now what happens when you put
Okay.
the food dye in there? What's going to happen?
It's gonna make rain.
It's going to make
Whoa,
rain. So
that-
here comes Sarah with some food dye. Right here, Sarah. Do
Oh
this.
yeah.
Oh,
Here we go. Are you ready?
Here we go. Watch. Watch. Tell me what happens. Tell me what happens.
it's raining.
It's raining. If we could only have some rain like that, we'd be in great shape.
I like to try.
Awesome.
All right, how's it going?
So let's go over to this table next to us here. Okay.
Hold on just a second.
All right. So y'all are super smart. Tell me what does the water represent? The air, right? Let's see. Woo! All right, David, I'll follow you with the pipette.
All right, let's do this one. Got a little right there. What's happening? What's happening right there? What do we do? We created rain. Did we get rain? We got rain. How's that fluffy cloud, though?
I got it done.
Ask scientist Sarah what kind of cloud that is.
It's a cumulonimbus cloud.
Nimbus cloud. Can you
Here.
say cumulonimbus? Try some.
Hello.
David, maybe we can ask him what the shaving cream represents.
What's the shaving cream represent? Rain a little bit. Let me get some more.
Yeah.
Dubai. Dubai.
We need a little rain.
It's all
There we go.
over.
We need a little
Oh,
rain.
no, too low.
There we go. Now we got some rain going. Now we got some rain. How about some rain. Oh, you got all
Look.
He's touching the clouds. That's the definition of touching the clouds. He's got it all figured out.
Look. It looks so
Look.
cool.
What is it doing?
It's making a thunderstorm.
It's raining. How's
Yeah,
that
you
feel?
can touch it.
What do you got going in there? Is that rain? Are you like in the clouds? She's in the clouds. These kids are all in the clouds. All right,
Are
everybody.
you ready for the rain?
Yeah.
Is it going?
Oh my God.
That is a huge cloud. Look at this cloud right here. Here, can you do it?
That's a huge
Look
cloud.
at this cloud right here. Stick it in there a little bit.
all the
Stick
way
it down in there. Poke it down in there.
Like this.
Poke it down. There you go.
I got some cool food.
You got some on your hands?
Wow.
This is what you call touching the clouds right here.
This is it, baby. This is it.
Did you get yours is raining?
I got some.
Yours, we need a little more in here. Where did Sarah go? Here, you borrow some of this.
This is called revenge.
What?
All right, guys. Was this experiment fun? Yeah! Cool. Okay, so science.
I don't think I can hug you with it.
Oh, I don't think you can either. Okay, so
Sorry.
science with Sarah, we are booked up for the fall semester, but if you want to apply for the spring semester, you can scan this QR code. It'll take you to a form. For now, guys, let's say bye to your mom and dad back at home.
Did we make a mess or what?
We did.
Science is about making a mess.
What a fun experiment. And messy. Both perfect for kids.
Awesome job. Sarah, you got David back.
Yes.
That's what you get, but a lot of fun overall. Looking out there with live cam, 84 degrees for now. Yeah, slowly climbing up there, Justin.
David needs to send the teacher a
Apology?
because those kids they're going to be fired up for the rest of the day. That was an awesome experiment. Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's time for our favorite game here, the countdown. How many days until autumn begins? 17.
Woohoo!
We're not too far away, guys. How many days until the annular solar eclipse? I'm excited about this.
That's yours.
38 days. Here you go,
Yay!
Steph. Halloween, 55 days
Halloween.
away. We're getting closer. And the time change. I don't know how we feel about that, but it is 60 days away.
Yeah.
So we're getting into the fall
bad.
kind of stuff here. It's very exciting. And as I mentioned, we do have some changes in the forecast. Look what's going on up to the north. It's 50 in Bismarck, 59 Casper, 61 Denver. So we're starting to see some cooler air finally drop down into parts of the United States. Not here yet, but we do think we may see some cooler weather as we get into next week. It is cooler in Amarillo, 65 there. They're behind the front, but we're not seeing that down here in San Antonio where it is 82. Our forecast today, noontime, 93. We're up around 102 today, mostly sunny. No rain chances, and we're going to be probably breaking some records next couple of days. We've got an update on Lee, which is poised to become a major hurricane. More on that in just a few minutes. We're going to toss it over to Steven now with an update on the traffic.
Yeah, Justin, have a better update here along I-35. We had a major crash that slowed traffic down in both the north and southbound lanes. Now it looks like that crash has already cleared out. I'm not seeing any more reports from TxDOT, so that's good news, but we're still waiting to hear back to find out exactly what led to that crash and if this impacted the southbound lanes. Earlier, I told you we heard reports of an incident involving a light pole that may have fallen on vehicles. That has not been confirmed, but we will find out and we'll get that information posted to you a little bit later on. But as I mentioned, better news to report right behind me. You can see the improvement already showing on our map. Traffic's still moving pretty slow through that area along I-35 northbound where that crash was initially reported. But again, it does look like that is clearing up and we should see some green lanes hopefully pretty soon. But I want to take a drive back down over here to 410 eastbound at Perrin-Bidle Road. We do have another crash also reported. This is causing a slight slowdown in those eastbound lanes, but just watch out if you have to travel through the area. Our morning commute started off quiet, got busy, got quiet again, and really picked up with a lot of the issues out there. But as we give you a wide look at the map, it's better news to report for the majority of commuters. Things have dwindled down and we have plenty of green on the screen. So happy to report that, and we'll see some improvements here along I-35. But again, once we get that update from TxDOT, we'll be sure to post that on our website. So head over to KSAT.com for the very latest. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen, for all the updates. Texas A&M University San Antonio has a new program that is going to give students more access to a college degree. The president of the university announced the Jaguar Promise program. It's open to top 10% students, graduates of the early college, high school, students with at least 30 credit hours, and transfer students from junior colleges in Texas. Those students must earn an associate degree or have 60 credit hours, and their family has to have an income of $70,000 or less.
Their tuition will be covered and their fees will be covered. And we will give a book stipend of $300 every semester to the students. So it's not just the tuition, but it's about having the resources that you need. So that's what this program will include.
The Jaguar Promise goes into effect for students entering A&M San Antonio in the fall of 2024. To find out about this new program, head to KSAT.com. And social media usage is a constant battle, and some experts in medicine and education have coined a condition called TikTok brain. It's where kids who constantly consume things in 15-second bursts can't focus on long-form communication.
Our Courtney Friedman talked with a local psychiatrist who explains what parents can do about this.
It's becoming more common for kids to spend much of their day scrolling, and scrolling. Never-ending bite-sized videos that experts say are harming brain function, some calling it TikTok brain.
Some studies have demonstrated that use of social media is associated with changes in the way that the brain functions and responds to social stimuli.
UT Health psychiatrist Dr. Barbara Robles Ramamurthy says a lot of it has to do with social media algorithms.
They are using scientific information about how our brain works to keep us coming back. And so some of those loops have to do with dopamine, which can be associated with addiction, for example.
The issue is real for adults too, but the concern is higher for children whose brains are still developing. It even shows up in brain scans.
The way that youth may respond to social cues or even expectations of social interactions.
She said parents and teachers can look out for certain signs.
If they cannot put their phone down for more than an hour without checking it, right? Or if it's impacting their ability to listen in lecture, or if they cannot even have a phone conversation, then that might be a sign that it's time to take a break.
She wants to clarify that social media isn't all negative.
There are some very special, important aspects that it brings to our lives. And so it's a matter of balancing these out.
Robles Ramamurthy tells parents to have ongoing conversations with your kids about how social media can impact their lives. And when attention is an issue, set rules about putting the phone down.
She also said adults should reflect about being good examples, see how much we're using our phone, our attention spans, and if we're being present at home. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Really interesting information. Time now 9:40, 84 degrees outside. You're watching GMSA at 9.
Sorry. As things get back to pre-pandemic life, more and more employers are getting workers back into the office. When we come back, a look at how workplace dynamics have changed and why employees no longer have the upper hand when trying to request working remotely. Welcome back. It's 9:43. Kids are filling classrooms across the country after their summer break. So does that mean it's time for adults to get back in the office too?
Some major companies that allowed working remotely during COVID say yes. CNN's Karen Kafa is in Washington with a look at how workplace dynamics and the labor market have changed.
During the early months of COVID-19 restrictions, a number of CEOs made some pretty bold statements about office life being a thing of the past. Well, fast forward to this fall in particular, and some have changed their minds for real this time.
Getting workers back to the office after the depth of the COVID-19 pandemic has had stops and starts. But now the CEOs of some major companies say they mean it. They say they want workers back in the office this fall, or they'll face consequences.
We are at a clash of contexts right now where employers, again, as I said, and employees are not on the same page.
That includes some companies that flourished during the early days of the pandemic, like Amazon, whose CEO recently told U.S. employees to get on board with a policy requiring at least 3 days a week at a physical office location or consider working elsewhere. Zoom said last month that employees who live near an office need to be on site at least 2 days a week. And employees are finding the labor market is no longer tight enough to give them an upper hand. In July, the number of available jobs in the U.S. dropped to its lowest level since March 2021, according to government data. Employers who want workers back in the office cite the benefits of face-to-face conversations and collaborations. But some experts like Callie Williams-Yost, whose company has counseled others on how and where work is done for about 20 years, say this is still an experiment.
In the office does not equal in person. And that's something that employers and employees have to come together and ask the question, what do we need to do and how, when, and where do we do it best?
And while some employees may be ramping up the number of days they head into the office, the amount of time they spend there, it's not necessarily a 9 to 5 anymore. A small study by the workplace analytics firm Basking found that only about 55% of office visits on average lasted 6 hours or more. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And a look with ZooCam, these flamingos are taking a break and they're in the shade.
They're not working remotely. No.
They're in person.
They're at the office today.
Yeah.
And they're putting in the hours.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Flamingos. Hardworking flamingos there.
Yes, so showing off for all the zoo visitors. If you are headed to the zoo today, it is a great day to go to the zoo, but it's going to be a little toasty during the afternoon. So just remember to take your water and all that fun stuff. That'll be the case next couple days into the weekend. Then we get some changes. I hope it's looking better and better. First, though, we got to start with the tropics because we've got Lee out there, which is a strengthening system. It looks really good on satellite. When you start getting these bands that kind of spiral out like that, you know that this is intensifying and getting a little better organized. Right now, winds are at 65 miles per hour. Still a tropical storm, but I think it'll be a hurricane here very soon. Winds already gusting to 75. And as we look at the movement, it's west-northwest at about 14 miles per hour. We should get an update here pretty soon. And again, I think it probably becomes a hurricane. Where does it go? Well, it strengthens to potentially a Category 4 storm with winds of up to 150 miles per hour. I think it could go a little stronger than that. And then the latest forecast still takes it on that northwesterly track. Of course, the big question becomes, does this curve to the north out into the Atlantic, which most models suggest, but as I talked about yesterday, we don't want to, just to be sold on that fact right now because there is always a chance it holds on just a little bit longer to the north and west and scrapes the East Coast. So the East Coast needs to watch this very, very closely. Will not have an effect on us here in Texas. As we go outside for you, 82, partly cloudy, south-southwesterly winds at 3. Heat index is at 89, so it feels muggy out there. We do have those morning clouds. You can see those here on the visible satellite picture. These will begin to break up, and I think we'll see a lot of sun this afternoon. 82 in New Braunfels, 86 Gonzales, 86 in Kennedy, 85 in Cotulla, and we're making our way through the 80s at this hour here around San Antonio. Dew points in the 70s, so yes, it is very sticky out there. When you start getting dew points in the upper 70s like that, that is air you can wear. But we're going to see that humidity level come down, I think, during the afternoon. We saw that a little bit yesterday. We'll see that again today. 97 at 2 o'clock, 102 by 4 and 5 o'clock, with southeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then by 9 o'clock, 93, 91 at 10 p.m. And as we look across the country right now, there's not really a lot going on, especially the western half of the country. It's very, very quiet. You'll find some storms up across the Great Lakes and down towards New Orleans and the Gulf of Mexico, but nothing here in Texas, and our ridge high pressure is still very much in control. Stays in control through about Saturday. Then it starts to move west, and this is where things start to get a little interesting. Sunday, we'll get a weak frontal boundary that tries to get close to the area, probably doesn't move through, but it may get close enough to kick off some showers and storms, just some isolated stuff. I think Sunday afternoon and Monday afternoon. That front kind of fades away, but there's a stronger front behind that. And I say stronger, this is not a strong front in the terms that we're not going to see a huge cool down, but it is an actual front. And I think that it probably makes it through San Antonio by Tuesday into Wednesday. Once that happens, our rain chances should go up, temperatures should come down a little bit. That's exactly what we've been asking for. This is what we need. And this is, I think, how it's going to play out next week. There's still some questions on timing as to when that front will arrive. But as far as the rain chances go, we've added in a 20% chance Sunday, Monday, and I've bumped Tuesday up to 30%. As we get a little bit closer, my hopes are that we'll be able to raise those rain chances even more. In the meantime, it is record heat. 102 today, 103 tomorrow, 104 Friday. Even Saturday is going to be awful hot before we finally see that downward trend.
But I see the light at the end of the tunnel, so we can handle those 103.
Finally. Well, you know, the fact that we're finally starting to get fronts getting a little bit closer progressively, that's good, because I think we're all done with the heat at this point.
There's already Halloween decorations in my neighborhood, which I love and I appreciate it.
I believe it. I believe it.
And in my house too. We already started.
Hey, man.
Me too.
It is the perfect time now, 9:50, 84 degrees.
And spooky movie season also already beginning. When we come back, we're going to get a preview of the latest Nun movie coming to theaters. Looks scary, and how it continues the horrifying storyline. Welcome back. It's 9:54. The winter storm in 2021 taught us how important it is to be prepared, not only for extreme weather conditions, but for power outages. In situations like that, it's worth knowing what to have on hand and what actions to take to get you and your family safely through it.
Coming up tomorrow on GMSA at 9, what you can do to prepare before a power outage occurs and what you should know before using a portable generator. We'll have that discussion and much more tomorrow on GMSA at 9.
And if you're trying to distract yourself from the heat by looking ahead to Halloween, well, a new scary film coming to theaters this weekend.
CNN's Rick Damagella gives us a preview of The Nun 2.
Sophie, what happened?
I think there's something here that's not meant to be.
The demonic entity in a sister's habit is back in The Nun 2.
This thing, it's come back for me.
This demon was once an angel.
The latest film in the Conjuring universe is the third time for Michael Chavez in the director's chair for the interconnected series of films.
The Conjuring universe is 10 years strong this year. You know, it's been 10 years building up to this moment, and I grew up on horror movies, love horror movies, and when I saw that first movie, that first Conjuring movie, it was like I was watching a horror movie for the first time.
The movie also marks the third appearance of the nun in the series.
The exorcism of Maurice. In Conjuring 2, we realized that possession was actually the demon Valak, and she manifests as a nun in that film. We learn more about her in the Nun spinoff, and this is a continuation of it.
You send that thing back to hell.
Watching with the lights on in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
Yeah, with the lights on.
That was scary.
What do you think? No? You gonna see it?
I will, but I'll be scared.
Yeah.
For sure.
Looks good. Anyway, rain chances next week, some cooler temperatures hopefully, but in the meantime, record-setting heat.
We will push through it. Thank you guys for joining us today.